Good morning, guys. So today I'm gonna go on an adventure. I'm gonna go to this place called Mount Wilson. It's about a 5,000 feet high mountain. It's about 14 miles. I've done this before. I've done this twice already, so it's not the first time that I'm gonna do this. But today I'm gonna go with one of my friends who has never done this before, so I'm pretty excited to get him to see how it is. But yeah, we're gonna be there all day, and then I'm gonna capture some footage, and then we'll see how it goes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my special guest, Brian Cardona, who has never been on this hike before.
No.
But I'm kind of excited that he's going on this hike because it's awesome. It's my third time doing this. How do you feel, Brian? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've been exercising this whole time. No, I haven't really. But yeah, I'm ready. Can you use the bathroom real quick?
Yeah, it's this way. You have the possibility of encountering one of these animals, which I don't want to encounter because I'll be terrified and probably run. Luckily, right now, the bears are in hibernation, so hopefully we will not encounter any sort of wild animal except for like deer and things like that.
And me.
And this guy. Also, usually when you come to these type of hikes, you need something called an adventure pass, which the adventure pass pretty much allows you to do these type of hikes without getting a fine. The adventure pass is only $5 and you can get it at like REI or any sort of local store around here that has those things. So as much as I love this hike, one of the things that I do not like about this hike is that you have to go down like more than 1,000 feet and then you have to go back up, which doesn't make sense to me, but you still have to do it. But then at the end, you're super exhausted and then you have to go back up again to go to the parking lot. It doesn't make sense, but what do you know? It's nature, so it doesn't have to make sense. So a cool thing about this trail is that you have these houses right here and you can actually rent them. So if you want to go camping and then go for a hike and stuff like that, you can rent them, and it's awesome because you're in the middle of the woods. These are the type of hikes where the top 10 hiking essentials that I talked about not too long ago come in handy. I got my day pack, I got my water pack, got my hiking shoes, got my bug repellent, water bottle, everything, every single thing that I mentioned, because you need it for a long hike like this. Yep. Guys, this is very true. Gotta take care of this land, this beautiful land that I'm stepping on right now, because someday you'll be a part of it. Someday we will all be this. Take care of it, please. Thanks. Guys, it's quiet. It's too quiet. You hear that? No, it's just me. So this is the start of our actual hike. This was just a detour that we took to experience an amazing waterfall. He's not happy right now, but this is it. This is the start of it. We're gonna go deep in the wilderness and get lost. If we don't come back, it was nice doing a few YouTube videos for you guys. That's where we were, guys. That's the waterfall over there. We started down there, now we're here. The first time I did this hike, I was by myself, so I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit terrified just because, you know, who doesn't get scared when they go deep in the forest and the wilderness with no group or anything? But the adventure, the experience, it was awesome. I guess it's fun doing this hike with this guy behind me, but I don't know, we'll see. So this trail actually has poison oak. So if you look at that over there, that's poison oak, everyone. Brian, you want to go ahead and touch that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is one of the camps that you encounter on this trail. The only time I've ever been camping is actually when I went to Yosemite, and it was cool. Don't get me wrong, it was an awesome experience, but I've always wanted to camp like this, where you're just deep in the woods and the only thing that you have is your picnic table, which I will show you right now. Your picnic table, your fire pit, and then that right there, which is like I guess it's like a little oven for your food. So this is the type of camping that I've always wanted to do, you know, deep in the wilderness and stuff like that. No cars, no nothing, no roads. Let's investigate. Oh, cool. It's a bunch of trash. That's fun. So if you guys are ever in the area, there's this little campsite right here. It's called the Sturt Event Campground, and what's cool is there's actually like a little hut where you can, you know, rest and relax and drink some coffee, drink some tea, which is that one right there. We're gonna go ahead and see if it's open and then rest for a little bit. So just as I feared, it's closed. But this is it. If it was open, I would show you guys inside. It's actually really cool. But it's an actual campground. All deep in the woods. There's that little swing over there. You see, if you guys did not know, in 1893, California and Utah were combined, so that's why you see Mount Wilson and Mount Zion, because Zion National Park used to be in California, and then it over time it just, I'm just kidding, that never happened.
Like, what? Never heard that.
Yeah, that never happened. That was only in my dreams. I dreamt about that. I dreamt that California and Utah were combined. You know, dreams can become real sometimes. You never know, right?
Dreams can become reality. Do you have a tattoo that says Dare to Dream? There
I almost just fell right there.
Dare to Dream, right?
Yeah, I do. If you guys did not know, my tattoo says Dare to Dream. You know, you have to dare to dream.
Very literal of you.
Yeah. All right, guys, this is my least favorite part of this hike, because from this point on, it's all uphill. This is where it starts. This is where our final push to the top of the mountain starts, and it is a pain in my butt. So here we go. This is my third time. I said this earlier. It's my third time doing this hike, but it always kicks my butt. Man, guys, if you can hear, it's really quiet up here.
Well, now there's a plane.
Well, yeah. Now there's a plane. But before,
How it always is on film sets too.
before it was super quiet. You couldn't hear anything aside from a few bird sounds, but now there's a plane. But yeah, it's really quiet. Guys, can I just say that this right here that says halfway rest, it's extremely misleading, because this is not true. We are not halfway to Mount Wilson. We are less than halfway to Mount Wilson. So for those of you that want to do this hike, this is not true. Just saying. Let's do this. Let's finish this hike.
Jeez. What the hell, Jason?
We have arrived to the top of Mount Wilson. Cue the dramatic music. Actually, no. So this is it. So fun fact about Mount Wilson is that it actually has an observatory, kind of like Griffith Park in Los Angeles. So I've never been inside of the observatory here, just because every time I come here it's closed. But we'll see. We will see. Look what we found, guys. Little patches of snow. It's kind of cute. Leave my footprint in the world. Last year, when we had a bunch of wildfires in California, we actually had one here in Mount Wilson, and as you can see, this right here was actually part of that fire that burned. Check this out, guys. Some weird color on these trees. I have no idea why they're... I don't know if that's how they are. It looks like they were painted, because even the rocks nearby are also kind of red. That's really cool. All right, so we came to the conclusion that these are probably chemicals that they used when they were putting out the fire. Just because, I mean, I've been here before, and the last time I was here, the trees and the rocks were not this color, so... But it's cool. It's cool. It actually makes it look pretty cool.
Looks like a mass murder took place.
Or that, yeah.
The Manson family came back. Cult followers.
All right, guys, we're halfway. I don't know, talking like that. We are halfway to the car, I believe. We're getting close to the creek. Once we get to the creek, that's when I know that we're actually getting a little bit close. We still have a long way to go once we hit the creek, just because we have to hike all the way to the car. By the way, shh, it's so quiet. Listen. Stop moving. You're disturbing the nature environment.
I'm sweating profusely. Do not point the camera at me.
That actually tastes really good. Check this out, guys. It's actually pretty cool. It's like a little oven in the middle of nowhere. It's awesome. Maybe this used to be something. Maybe it used to be like an abandoned house or something. These look like ruins to me, no? They look like ruins to me, but... This is in one of the campgrounds on our way back from Mount Wilson. To hike Mount Wilson, you go on a loop. So you start off at Chantry Flats, is the start of the trail. And then after that, once you actually get to the top, you take another trail, which is called the Mount Wilson Trail, which is the one that we're on right now. And then that takes you back to the beginning of the Chantry Flat Trail, and then you go up to the car. So it's a long hike. We've been hiking for about 7 hours and 60 minutes, and we still probably have another 2 hours to go. But luckily, the way down is not as difficult as the way up. You know, one thing that I've always loved about nature, and that I will never really stop loving about nature, is how different each experience is. No matter where you go, no matter the type of hike you do, no matter how exhausting it is, there's just something about doing a hike, there's something about being deep in nature that, I don't know, it provides you with this amazing feeling. I mean, yeah, you're exhausted at the end, but it's just such an incredible experience to be able to be here in the wilderness and just experience all of these things. So if you guys have never been sure about hiking, I highly recommend it, because it makes you feel good. It really does. All right, guys, we have made it back to the car. That was an amazing hike, amazing experience. I know Brian enjoyed it. It was his first time doing this hike. All right, buddy, how do you feel?
Really exhausted. Both my thighs were cramping up at some point, but I powered through it and I did it.
But yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to like it, subscribe, and then I'll see you guys next time.